Hey guys, it's Erin, and I'm back with another mixed media menagerie. If you recall, this is a collaboration between Laura, Nicole, and myself, where every month we choose some crazy prompts and we play and see what we can make of it. It's been a while. Hey, how are ya? What have you been up to? Let me know down in the comments below because I would love to catch up with you. So this month's ephemera drop was by me, and we have this sparkly little package because, I'm all about that sparkle. Now, if you are excited about this little burrito of artsy goodness, then be sure to play along with us this month so you could win this package sent from me. Now, here is what we've got to play with this month. Some fun little beads here. A little invisible window with some chipboard, some black and white little photo pieces, a fun little chipboard like Polaroid frame, some cool color mixing splotches, some black and white flowers, which I love, some really fun cool textured paper, and a giant 12 by 12 piece of canvas paper. So this is what we have to play with this month, and to be quite transparent with you, boy, I had a hard time implementing some of this stuff this month. Like I said, it's been a while since I funny word, since I was artsy. So bear with me as we roll into this month's menagerie video. Now, as I'm rolling this back up here, I just also want to say that this month's video was sponsored again by Peacecraft Love, who we love. And she has an amazing shop in Houston. She has given you guys, again, a discount code. So if you want to shop any of the supplies, you need to refill your goodies, be sure to check out her shop and use that code. Here's just some of the goodies she sent us this month to play with. A cool texture tool, a stencil, and some fun copper washi, and then those really neat Finnabar texture paint brushes. So we're going to try and bring those out as we play, and let's see what we can get up to today. To be fully transparent with you, this is the second page that I have started. I ripped out the Gina the first one. I created some color. I absolutely hated it. I don't even know what was going on. And I thought, well, it's my journal. I'm just going to switch to another page and start over. So that's what I did. I pre-gessoed my pages, and now I'm adding a little bit of the Dina Wakley colors because this month is all about color mixing. Now, I love color mixing. It is not going to show in this video. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Like, one of my favorite things is to create with a very limited color palette. But I don't know what it was this month. If it was energies, if it was just crazy, having everybody home. I don't know what it was, but I was really struggling this month. And I will point that out. But I continued to persevere and finish this journal page. So we have this interesting, really cool texture tool here. It's like all these little tines. And at first I thought it was one of those pokey tools. I hadn't really looked at it. And then I saw this and I was like, that is kind of neat. So let's create some texture. And I'm just going to cover the entire 2-page spread with these lines. And I thought it was kind of fun. It was very soothing. I tried to go really slow, but, I couldn't keep it totally even. But that's okay. It gives it that kind of fun, not perfect feel. So once that was done, it was pretty easy to clear off too. It had a bunch of crusted paint on it, but I just washed it with some water and it came off really easy. So then we had this stencil, and I thought I'm going to bring in that yellow because it's color mixing, and I used that yellow. Oh my gosh, y'all. I don't know when I was done, I was like looking at it thinking, this looks like some sort of football playbook. Like the green field and the yellow. Oh, I was not happy. So then I brought out these paint brushes, and because I wanted to use the new brushes, I have the larger ones, but this was the smaller set, so I was kind of excited about that because I use a lot of smaller brushes. To be honest, the weight, like the back weight on this brush, having that rubber spatula it was really hard to paint with. Like, it kept wanting to lean backwards. Yeah, but I used it. And then I got to the point where I was like, I absolutely hate this. I'm going to add on some pink. So there goes the color mixing, but I think we're going in a better direction. So while this was drying, I stepped away and I sketched a girl. And I thought, maybe if I put one of my girls on this page, I will like it a little bit better and not want to just start all over again. So that is what I did. And I just, you know, she's kind of has this sassy looking back at you look. And so I wanted to try and transfer her onto the journal. Now this gets interesting. I was just going to do the line work to begin with, but then I thought, well, I don't really want to take all of the time to paint her in. And I thought, ooh, what if I use some white paint and create the silhouette? And then I go back in. So at first I was starting to outline all of the features, and then I decided, no, I'm just going to outline her and use some of the Dina Wakley white paint and paint in just her silhouette. And then I go back in. I was getting crazy with it. I'm telling you. I went back in and I tried to retrace ever so carefully over top of where the white was. And that posed to be a little bit tricky, but you know, with acrylic paints, you can always just make things work. So here I'm going to attempt to see if I could line it up. Maybe if I had, you know, cut out the silhouette, it would have been easier to make sure I got it on point, but that would have taken too much time. And I'd already been into this project for a long time. Like, this project was days in the making because I just had to step away. There was those times where you just like, I just got to step away and not look at it for a bit, or I might just burst into tears. I'm telling you, this is the honest video. Here we go. This is what arting is about sometimes, where you just have to persevere and get through it. So I'm going back in with just a plain ballpoint pen. And this proved interesting because it was a black pen, but as I was painting, it's like the ink got sucked into the paint and it started to turn like a bluishy purple. It was really weird. Now I have some of those paint colors, and I thought I would just glue them on. I wasn't feeling it, but I thought if I just keep moving forward, I won't get stuck. If I had not had prompts, I would have totally painted the background flat and done, you know, maybe just a little bit of detail, but that would have, you know, covered up everything that I did that needed to be done for the prompt. So I added some of these flowers here. Oh, and this is where things got hairy because, as you know, with napkins, they're 2-ply, and you have to pull off one of the plies before you can glue it down. So I didn't do that, and then I tried to put matte medium over the top, and then the first piece was coming off, and it was just a mess. So I ripped it all off, and then I had to go and say, well, I'm going to use these flowers instead because I only had the one napkin. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. So that's what I did, and yeah, I think it's okay. It may not have been where I wanted to take it in the beginning, but you know, sometimes that's life hands you flowers that you don't like, but you can still enjoy them. They're still beautiful. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of the yellow here because that yellow was in the original color mix. This isn't exactly a color mixing per se, but through the layers the colors did mix, so I'm gonna roll with that. That's what we're gonna make work this month. And then I didn't like the white around it, so I was trying to scrape it up, and it gave it a little bit of texture because some of it came off. But I have the yellow Neocolor, or the water-soluble crayons, which was one of the other prompts for this month. So I'm just taking that yellow and I'm kind of making a little burst around that pink to make it pop a little bit more, and then to bring that yellow from inside those little dots to kind of give it a little bit more of a cohesive feel. So those flowers looked lost, and I thought, well, let's just add white. It'll make them pop and seem like they're going across the page. And then make a white border around the outside too. And this brings in the white of my gal as well, because she was just sort of sticking out like a sore thumb there. So bringing this white in kind of pulls it together like she's melting into the border, which sounds kind of creepy, but You know what I mean. So that's all I'm doing here is just adding a little bit of that white border around. And then I'm scratching off some of that tissue paper there too. And that pink and purpley one was just sticking out like a sore thumb. So I found a couple other swatches that sort of looked similar, and I stuck those on. And then I'm taking that same Neocolor crayon, it's a little bit darker, and this is going to make her pop, but that way I can cover up some of that white that I didn't like. And I am using color mixing. I'm blending this pinkish and this purplish color, which kind of matches a little bit of what that original background color was. And now I have a red, and that's just blending lusciously in and really giving her that pop. So she really pops to the front of our spread. And then a little bit more of the yellow, and I loved how that yellow and the pinkish red mixed. It kind of gave this really coral color. Now, one of the other prompts was a fine liner, and I thought for sure I had a fine liner. I looked everywhere, I could not find one, but I did have a bottle. So I took some black Dina Wakley paint, and then I have this open golden thinner, and it thins out the paints. So I thought I would try that. And it actually worked. Like, I had fingers crossed. I was like, I'm not sure about this. It might have been a little bit thicker than a normal fine liner. I'm not sure, but I just went ahead and did a really loose, sketchy border, and I did it twice because repetition was one of the things that just kept popping up for me. For some reason, I kept thinking that repetition was something we were working with this month. So I added those lines there, and I like how that pulled the darkness of the flowers kind of into the spread, so it was a little more black and white. And I painted in the star, and now I totally with that star. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm probably gonna date myself here, but she reminded me a little bit of like Gem and the Holograms, like, you know. It was the star and the pink and, you know, kind of that short crazy hair. Regardless, I was digging her, and I just took a blending stump, and I didn't put anything on it. It already had some graphite from other stuff, and I just wanted to add a little bit of shadow there to kind of create that cheekbone. And then I thought, ooh, while I have that cheekbone, I'm just going to take some pastel and a brush and sort of brush it on there. It didn't really stick all that well, but I didn't want to go full force with that one, so I grabbed a lighter pink and put it straight on there, and then gave her just a hint of eyeshadow, which was a similar color to that outside border that we had created through color mixing with the red and that fuchsia. So I've got a little bit of white paint on a bamboo, what do you call those? A bamboo calligraphy pen, and just to dab it on there because for some reason my white gel pen was struggling to paint on, or like to work on the paint. So to finish it up, I'm writing the sentiment down, every day stronger, and I did it in pen first and thought, oh, I'll take the white gel pen. And again, it was just more struggle. The gel pen didn't want to write well on it, and it wasn't showing up well, so then I grabbed a Montana paint pen, and I just tried to write over it a couple times, and then I took that pen again and just outlined it to give it that shadow to maybe make it pop a little bit more. But I was feeling the sentiment because seriously, every day, like, you just, you know, some days are really hard, and then you guys just have to get through the day, and then you get to the next day and you're like, here I am, and I survived yesterday, and I'm gonna survive today, and I'm gonna survive tomorrow, and I am just gonna keep putting one foot in front of the other, baby steps. But I've got this, and we have had this, like, so far in your life, you have been able to overcome 100% of the hard situations, right? Like, you're still here. So rock that. Next time you're struggling, like I was here, just remember, tomorrow's another day. I've got this. I am still moving forward. And that's all that matters. So I am sending out massive amounts of love and light to you all. No matter where you are, no matter what's going on with you, know that I love you. Like, that sounds weird, but I'm just telling you, I do. I love you all very much, and I'm so grateful that you are joining me on this journey of art and that we're doing it together. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you again to Peacecraft Love, and don't forget to check out both Laura and Nicole's channels. And play along with us over on Instagram using the hashtag MixedMediaMenagerie so you can be entered into that drawing to win a special little package. Until we craft again, my lovely people, happy creating.